spent most of my day getting ready. By most of my day being like 30 minutes. 4:45.
Oh yeah, that's fair. People were asking, why the fuck are you getting dressed for this episode specifically?
It's not for the occasion, I just want to look pretty.
Yes, because the most special occasion ever, Aang Traveler.
Yeah, that's not really the occasion I'd get dressed for. I just wanted to look pretty. I like looking pretty.
We're just gonna have to pull out the coffin for Aang. That's when we have to get dressed. We have to do the coffin dance, even though it's a dead meme.
Oh, don't worry. I got my Shuri Novellator for that.
You're not even gonna get in a fucking suit. You're just gonna wear the Shuri Novella drip.
Yeah, no. The last time I wore a suit, Battletech happened, and we're not doing that again.
Okay, fair.
Okay, I looked at that picture for a second, Evan. I swear to God, I thought that was Batman.
You mean the one behind me?
On your t-shirt. Yeah, I thought it was Batman.
Motherfucker, you cannot be that blind.
I pressed the wrong button. Fucking leave camera button or some shit.
You cannot be that blind, Frost.
Oh, I'm not blind, I'm just stupid.
You Gabbard.
Maybe he's both. I know where it's from because I'm a fucking Mario fan, you dumbass!
Gee, I wonder if he's wearing Luigi's hat in his profile picture. Well, they're wearing Luigi's hat.
I wonder why I know where it's from, because I'm a fucking Mario
fan!
They're not a LARPer?
BG reminding Evan so hard he chopped up his speech.
Guys, it bewilders me. We actually consume the media we like. I completely forgot I blew with the fucking fishing mixing on Chrome.
A man can dream. Listen, a man can dream, but I'm relishing the nightmare.
Why is the time stopped?
I think it's just the video fucking up. It's gonna be 50 seconds forever.
I got this.
Man, I love these 50 seconds.
It's 50 o'clock.
50 o'clock.
How the fuck is it not moving?
Everyone else is saying it is moving.
Everyone else?
Everyone else is that was.
The timer broke. Oh no.
This is what Genshin Impact does to a motherfucker. What Genshin Impact does to a motherfucker.
Oh, there we go. That's the first time again.
Oh, here we go.
I'm not excited.
Aang the Avatar versus Aether the Traveler. Which
Yeah, but
Turkey man will
next
come out
time.
on top in this elemental battle? He's Wiz and I'm Boomstick.
I
And
sure
it's
want
our
to.
job to analyze their weapons, armor,
They're gonna
and
win,
skills
trust
to
me.
find out who would win a death battle.
I think the ground is gonna win personally.
Yes, they're gonna
fire,
get kicked
air.
out on.
Long
Justin,
ago,
bro.
the four nations
Captain
lived in
Mind will win.
harmony, united by a master of the elements, the Avatar.
Now, you
This
see-
Avatar
you know,
reincarnated
CBG,
as
this is
different
your win
people
because
for
Spy from
centuries,
TF2
all
was
with their
secretly
own
in this
struggles.
episode.
And man, was that true for our boy Aang. Not at first, of course, thanks to his master and guardian, Yatso. As a cheeky little air nomad, Aang traveled the world causing shenanigans, all while learning to control the winds with airbending. Based on the real-life martial art Bagua Zhang, airbending is the most spiritual of the four bending styles, focusing on evading and diverting attacks through circular motions. With even the smallest movement, Aang can create tornadoes, run like the wind, and block hypersonic explosions. The perfect style for a twinkle-toed goofball like
co-founder
Aang.
of the
He even
United
invented his own
Republic
technique,
Nation.
the air scooter.
That's
How does he not fall off that thing?
Add
Add in a glider staff for flight, and the
Oh, they don't even
sky
get his
was the
likes and
limit.
dislikes.
But
That's
you know
fine.
how it goes. Everything changed
Oh, wow,
when the
4+6.
Fire Nation attacked.
Absolutely.
Their
When Twitter
conquest
attacked.
spread. War was inevitable, and Aang was the
Wow,
only
clearly
one who
you're
would save
taller
the
than
world.
someone.
Yeah, he wasn't happy with all that, and being forcibly separated from
I'm sorry, they're
Gyatso.
what
He was
said?
just a kid. So he froze up. Like,
You may be
literally,
taller
he
than
accidentally
Aang, but are
froze
you
himself
taller
and his
than Aether?
adorable sky bison up for 100 years.
Until he was
I mean, going
awakened
up
by the
bottle, I
water
think,
tribe
yeah.
siblings Katara and Sokka. Time wasn't kind to Aang's people. With no avatar to keep balance, the Airbenders, Aang's entire culture, were wiped out by the Fire Nation.
Oh, that's rough, buddy. But Aang took the wake-up call to heart.
As the Avatar, it's Aang's duty to understand the world's people, learning their cultures, their sadness, joy, and humanity.
And what better way to do that than learning how they kick ass?
From the Northern Water Tribe and his twin crush, Aang learned waterbending. Themed around fluid Tai Chi movements, this style controls liquid in all forms to freeze targets, create water whips, and even cut through steel.
Learning earthbending was way tougher, but Aang's friend
Look at all
Tom taught
that.
him
And
to
then you
stop
got
being a
energy
wimpy
bending as
pushover. Now he can armor himself in stone, move the terrain of entire cities,
They're not
and fight
mentioning the
blind with
sun
a
thing, the
sonar-style
firebending
seismic
you're up
sense.
10.
Earthbending is themed around the steady stances of Hung Quan
Yeah,
Kung Fu,
I mean-
waiting for the right moment to strike head on.
There
I
was a
know.
lot to learn, but even with the world
had
at
hope.
stake and this moody hothead
They didn't
on his
bring it up,
tail,
though. That
Aang
was
had
really
fun
fucking
doing it.
funny.
Who could forget the adventures penguin sledding, going through the bending bayous, and living in Ba Sing Se, the city where no wars ever happened.
Yet across his journey, one
No.
power eluded Aang, the Avatar state, an enhanced mode of being that came to him in moments of peril.
Sure, if Aang dies in it, the Avatar cycle ends permanently, but who cares when it gives you enough power to wipe out a whole Navy fleet?
Come on, Boomstick. The Avatar state
I
is more
got
than
one.
just a power amp.
Great job.
Jocelyn? How long have you been standing there?
I've been here the whole time. I lurk where all Avatar talk is. Through the cosmic power
New
of the
media, let's
Avatars
go.
before him and the ancient
New media.
spirit Rava, Aang gains the knowledge and experience of all previous Avatars, greatly expanding his bending
Avatar
options.
cycle did-
Lava bending from Avatar Roku, sonic shouts from Avatar Yang Chen, and even more are theoretically available to him through their memories.
Oh, I get it. You can't just grind your way to controlling the Avatar state.
Right. If Aang wanted to stop Fire Lord Ozai, he needed something else.
He needed onion banana juice.
Yeah, technically, I suppose. Gross.
Specifically, Aang sought the
Yeah,
guidance
not
of Guru
all of it.
Put.
Yeah,
Mastering
birthday.
his power meant clearing his chakras, emptying his mind of earthly attachments. Seems simple, but this also meant rejecting his feelings for Katara, the person he loved most.
When he had to choose between the world or the girl, Aang followed his heart and it didn't end well.
He got better. Aang was determined to understand the world's people, even the enemy Fire Nation. Something he accomplished thanks to the redeemed Prince Zuko, the Sun Warriors,
And
go.
these two honking dragons! Aang was scared of firebending, but it's totally awesome! It's not just about burning and blowing shit up. Okay, well it is, but there's so much more to it.
formed from the explosive movements of Shaolin Kung Fu. Firebending controls all manner of heat. And through the teachings of fire and water, he can redirect lightning bending, a burst of atmospheric discharge shot at over 200,000 miles per hour.
Iroh, the best uncle ever, used his techniques
go,
to redirect
Iroh.
natural lightning. So, you know it's the real deal. Not crazy enough? At his peak, Aang surpassed benders who could throw buildings, melt stone, and hold up this gigantic library solo. Whooping Ozai's butt should be no problem, right?
Not exactly. You see, the
No
air nomads
way.
were pacifists who believed in the value of life above all. Being the last airbender, Aang didn't think his people were truly gone unless he went back on their teachings, meaning he really didn't want to kill Ozai.
So, what, he's just a coward now? Mr. Fire Lord is about to burn down the entire Earth Kingdom.
Not at all. Are you even listening? Aang was simply at odds with what he wanted and what the world expected, so he needed to make a choice.
Right. In his greatest challenge yet, Aang discovered his true self, making his spirit unbendable and finally mastering the Avatar state.
Making him as strong as avatars who could cause hurricanes, tsunamis, and volcanic eruptions.
Or in Avatar Kyoshi's case, a new island. As in, she broke off nearly 30 square miles of a peninsula to form a new landmass. But to defeat
at
Ozai,
that.
Aang needed one final element, something
So
few
it's
avatars
getting
had done
islands
before.
here?
Energy bending.
The Aang
Not
did.
the easiest thing to do,
Fuck.
but Aang totally overwhelmed Ozai, severing the tyrant's connection to fire and stopping his invasion, all while keeping his no-kill run intact. The ultimate FU to this warlord's ideology.
Now that the Fire Nation had cooled off, Aang led a new era of
Yeah,
peace with
I
the
hate
United
that.
Republic of Nations, a place where all people could prosper and where a new generation and a new avatar would take the reins.
He even got hitched with Katara. Take that, Zutara shippers!
I will end you.
For all his doubts, Aang fulfilled the Avatar's destiny
shit.
and then some. And he did it in
That's
a
always
way
been a
that was
ship. They
true
joked
to
about
who
it
he
in the
was.
extras DVD.
Because before being the Avatar, or even an airbender, the greatest thing he could ever be was himself. All in a day's work for a free, fun-loving kid.
Who's about to die?
I'm gonna die, man. Finally!
Add extra barbecue sauce.
Ad Astra Abasask. Welcome to Tevat, a
Oh,
mysterious
man, but I'm
land
hungry.
governed by
Here we
godly
go.
archons
I'm leaving my
that drew
barbecue
the
sauce.
eye of someone beyond the stars. Aether.
Can't, I ate it all.
AKA the Traveler, who escaped his
I'm
dying
just
gonna say
right
family's
now,
sister
where it says
Lumine
Aether,
in
it's
search of the
gonna fucking send
flowers
me
that
to a
bloomed
new
on their
dimension.
lost
Yes, I
home,
am.
only to crash
It's
land away into
Aether.
an apocalypse and get cubed by this jerk.
Separated from his
What's
sister,
that?
Aether
Ether, like
awoke
Fire Emblem?
again in a new,
Is that
less
right?
apocalyptic age and fished up his own pathetic pet pixie, Paimon.
Yeah, she makes for
I
good
want her
emergency
dead.
food. With his new guide, Traveler to
Good
the windy
emergency food.
country of Mondstadt to find his link to
They
the past,
travel all over the
but
place.
got a Breath of the Wild glider instead.
And his first element, Animo, letting him make air slashes, tornadoes, and of course,
Windblade!
A gun.
But guess what? Traveler wasn't the only one with a power like this. Tevat was full of blessed people wielding these relic things called visions.
vision bearers can imbue their weapons and bodies with elemental power, summon items,
It also
and use a
gives to everyone,
special,
apparently.
well, vision to perceive the elements around them.
Normally, they're limited to a single element, but Traveler is just built
Given to
different.
specific
Through Paimon's
people,
guidance,
everyone
he
in the
began
world.
collecting
What does
elements
that
from
mean?
mysterious statues across Tevat. No vision relic needed for him.
Each nation had a new culture, a new element, a new crisis.
And new character banners. When asked to play a sleuth for a murder case in Liyue, Traveler wasn't interested. A corpse couldn't tell him where his sis was, but he was roped in anyway and got the Geo ability
God,
to
the
form rock
allegations out-
constructs and
I ate
eruptions of
it and a
Earth.
half
When
now,
Aether
dear
ventured to
God.
Inazuma, he didn't care about its war with the vision
Wait,
bearers and their
Inazuma, I
Archon
think
either,
Inazuma
until he saw the
Muzamu.
suffering caused by its tyrannical rule,
Cat
and
Icarus
joined the
reference right
resistance
there.
with electro abilities, fighting the powers that be using electric buzzsaws,
Why are you
thunder blades,
purple?
and lightning.
He even learned to dodge lightning. Other electro users like my wife Lisa can conjure storms. No shock when my
Yo,
adopted
Lisa,
daughter
it's
Flea
Lisa,
made
no
explosions
way.
that raised mountains.
That's the
Traveler
thing here
met
yet.
all kinds of people like this. You know the type. Twinks.
People like me.
Tevat has its own laws, Boomstick.
You're
I
kind
do.
of
Yeah, why are you
being
using
one
me?
of them. Maybe two
I
or three
believe
of
in
them, actually.
Master.
Ringmaster.
Shut up, Wiz. This guy's been playing Genshin since launch.
I know everything
First
there is to
Genshin
know about the
Valley,
Genshin
dear
meta.
God,
Aether
what's
can mix
next?
elements for
Fucking
different
Warcraft?
reactions. Basically, big elemental combinations. Geo crystallizes materials into special barriers.
Bro's gonna be
Electro
dead.
mixed with water
Bro's gonna be
stuns
so much
foes.
dead.
Animo spreads elements around in swirls of destruction. Boom!
Like how I combine beer and gunpowder.
Exactly, Boomstick. Using Dendro, Traveler can form plant
Wait,
life
that's his
that
Red
mixed
Bull.
with water and lightning makes homing beams. Yeah, run from that. With enough clever thinking and
whatever kills me makes me
artifact farming,
stronger.
you can combine anything in Genshin.
Okay, we get it. Go lose another 50-50, you whale.
I'll show you a whale.
Yeah.
Drop one on your lap
Oh,
next
Lord.
time you're not looking.
In Sumeru, Traveler later beat Scaramouche, an edgy catboy with multiple elements at his fingertips, all in a time loop that got
Now we're
repeated
just going.
168 times.
Speaking of time, Aether
Oh
had
man,
control
who's
over
going
more
on?
than just his
One off
own
real
future.
funny.
Tevet's fate fundamentally changed in ways small and
It's one of the
grand,
both funny
all through
numbers.
his unending willpower.
I'll find your
the
number. The
Traveler
only
was
funny
a
one.
descender, someone unbound by the land's destiny. Even this big tree that records all of the world's events had no idea he existed.
Like when he helped defy the judgment of a biblical
that
flood in
tells me that Aang
Fontaine,
is a
where he
absolute
mastered
fuck.
Hydro
Super
for his
gore.
best Cuphead
It's not
impression with
super
water
gore that day.
bullets.
Heck, a dinosaur chose not to blow up the world just because Paimon and Traveler befriended it. If that wasn't cool enough, Traveler can, unrelated, turn into a dinosaur. Hell yeah! Yo, look at him. Wonder if I could get a dinosaur on my Genshin team.
Through these legally distinct Pokemon, Aether can fly, dig through the earth,
Do
or
not
charge
compare
foes like a
this
Jurassic
game to
bull.
my goat.
He traveled across the land, searching far and wide,
Liz, I will
and finally
kill you.
stopped swinging that one-star dull blade.
Instead, picking up the prototype Rancor, which he
Prototype?
wields
Say
like
it
a
again.
beast thanks to the Swordmaster Skirk. and several straight days of training. What a grind set!
Why did I
Still,
misread
Traveler's
artifacts?
Cess kept eluding
That
him,
didn't
trying
yeah,
to
yeah,
hang in the
yeah.
shadows with these Illuminati folk.
A group from Conria, the nation cursed by the gods for messing with the abyss. Unbeknownst to Aether, his sister had already traveled to Vat in a journey that mirrored his own.
And at the end, she found... Well, we don't really
Nothing.
know. Not yet, at least. But whatever it is got her to side with the creepy villains. Lot twist!
Eventually, Aether reached the nation of Natlan to fight in its never-ending
Why
war
did they
with
rip
the
off Rogue
abyss.
Sun?
He gained the pyro element, learning to launch fireballs and explosions combined of flame with lightning.
He didn't just dabble
It's
in
a waste
fancy
of
pyrotechnics. By connecting with the people there,
Fireball!
Traveler achieved
It's
Night
waste
Soul's
of
blessing.
time,
A power-up state fueled
motherfucker.
by primordial element
Fireball!
juice. Strong enough to make a blade of fire hundreds of feet long. Hell yeah, that's strong enough to take down the heart of the abyss, which is on the level of 5-star waifus like Mawika and the Raiden Shogun.
An Archon who, in ages past, sliced Yashiori Island in two.
That's cool, but how about when this Venti guy threw a whole-ass mountain? According to Paimon, Traveler can level a mountain himself.
Additionally, Aether learned how to
already have
use
a
light
mountain
energy to
blade.
form a Kuvaki shield.
We already have an island
something
speed.
he used to
If anything,
protect
it's
the
not
people of
impressive. That's
Nogprai
an
by
Archon.
blocking a cannon blast with enough
Yeah,
energy
Aang
to
did that.
obliterate a town.
That's kind
This
of
was
weak.
no ordinary cannon either.
really didn't
It
have to
also
mention
uses
Venti.
Kuvaki
Like,
energy,
guards
so that's a
have the
big
same
light.
powers of
For
regular
all his
soldiers.
adventures,
All these
Aether
such
had
as
come
the
to genuinely care for Tevat's people.
They could've
Maybe one
mentioned
day he will
Venti
reunite
first
with
and
his sister, but
not
for
mention him
now,
at all.
he's fighting for a whole new world.
Bro, there
His
was
new
like
home.
one child.
Ooh, you need a higher adventure rank for that.
Don't you worry, gang.
Yeah,
I
I'm not
dumped
grinding that
all
long.
my savings
Where's
into
Dummy?
Primo Gems for this. We can't miss when those ice
True
guys
story.
try to
Where's the
kill
fucking Dummy?
Traveler
True story. I dropped the
inevitably
game after
warm
months. I
up to
couldn't take the
him.
fucking gameplay any longer.
Still got it.
Oh, so that's why you're broke as shit.
To Aether,
I
the journey
called
has
it.
meaning.
I
The
called
birds of
it.
Tevat, the songs
I
of its
called it.
people, they are all part of
That's
it.
okay, that's
Even
okay.
if he's
That's
against
funny.
the abyss itself, a new
That was
dawn
funny.
is somewhere just beyond the stars.
They made me laugh
and
at
a
the game
field of
that was
flowers
just my
Lumine
life is a
too
lie.
loved.
That was neat.
How much are we on there? What the?
All
right, here we go,
Our
fellas.
section. We've run the data through all possibilities.
It's
Time for
Aang's
Aang's
funeral!
The baseball. They reference the baseball.
Here we go.
All right, get the coffin.
Oh, it's one of these ones. Okay.
Bro, hit him with the breakdance 3000.
2 elements?
Oh, that was quick.
When the fajitas come out,
The fajitas come out sizzling.
when the fajitas come out sizzling. He rode him. Samu, ride me. I don't want it. Okay. Oh no!
That's what we call it.
That facial expression.
Uncle's treasure hunting.
Emergency food.
Now everything is going kaboom.
Eat him!
At least we got
Eat her!
on the block. Who is that again?
Papa!
Damn, yes.
A bison!
Ooh, air
Why?
balloon.
Rogue Rider, can it do this?
I'm pretty sure it does do that in the first ball.
He got bonked!
Come on, traveler. Get up. Never, ever, ever stop moving forward. Remember.
Why is she the motivational voice?
No one fights alone.
You know,
I mean, I do.
when the motivation could have been winning, but no, it's fucking Paimon.
No, fucking Paimon of all.
Did I think about my sister? Nah, emergency food.
Is he getting a fucking rider?
Bro, Mickey's Common Rider.
Aw,
Oh, there's the
out of our
outfit.
state.
Here we go.
This is Trev, the Fortnite model.
For those who came before, and those who will follow.
Anything's Fortnite.
I am Avatar Aang, the last Airbender.
And I'm Aether, tension intact.
And I'm watching this the most ghost.
Okay, this is pretty fucking cool.
Take this!
I thought they were gonna reference the fucking thing.
Through the heights and shallows.
Through infinite dusks and dawns!
God damn it. God damn it.
Way to go,
Wow,
traveler!
that was actually
But does this
really
mean no
boring.
treasure?
Paimon, I'm going to fucking eat you.
And but
You saw
dailies
my
are
face.
done.
I
What a
bet you
miss.
saw my
I'm
face.
going to
This was
eat you.
an interesting
face
pairing,
even
so let's
move
break
my
this
whole
down
life?
by power,
really,
experience,
no.
speed, and
Expression.
elements.
Exactly.
First up,
I
power.
mean, that
Aang
sure
and Traveler
was
can
a
both change
fight.
the terrain of
That was
entire
good.
cities, and we're
That's
way
awesome.
stronger
I mean,
than
the ending
characters
was
that can
cool.
break mountains.
There is
But
a-
at their peak,
I'll
they're
admit, the
both
Death
tearing up
Wish was too
islands.
long.
Aang's
At
avatar
the
state
very
made him
least.
on par with Kyoshi, who
I
created
mean, my
and
problem
moved
with
the
Death
island
Wish
of
took way too fucking
Kyoshi.
long.
Similarly, Night
At
Soul's
least
blessing
the
let Aether
fajitas came out
contend with
sizzling.
Archon level foes
But he
like
does
the
the knock
Raiden
him out
Shaker,
since
who
it came out
splits
of her.
Yashiori Island in two.
With an attack that even Vision Bearers weaker than Traveler can block. So he's definitely on that level.
Kyoshi Island is over
Okay, that
6
just means that the
miles
Archon's
wide
on
and
Broad
long.
Watch.
Kyoshi moved the island 17 miles offshore
Regular
in 2
people can
seconds.
match them?
So
That's
we have
fucking
everything
weak.
we need to calculate
Fraud.
the amount of kinetic energy this would require.
Turns
I'm not
out
saying
it's
I was
basically
a
the
fraud,
same
but
as cutting through Yashiori
the
Island.
Archon's
About
pro.
3,000 gigatons of TNT.
Teratons,
So their
what
power
the
is
fuck?
tied
Aang
up.
was
Which
strong.
means comparing their experience
Aang was really
is
strong.
crucial.
Aether's mastered more elements
Well,
than
he was
Aang,
slightly
but
stronger.
the Avatar state gave Aang centuries of knowledge.
With the memories
yeah,
and abilities of
experience is
past
like
avatars, Aang's
And
kit
then
was so
power
extensive in a
is
way
whatever the
Aether
evil
had
was,
no
that was
real
going to.
answer for.
Not to mention,
Vaki
Aang's
looks
training
cool
was
as fuck. I
more
forgot to
focused.
mention.
Traveler is skilled, sure, but his training was mostly just a means to finding his sister, while Aang's journey was all about mastering elements to combat other elements.
Experience narrowly goes to Aang. However, another important factor to consider is speed.
In terms of mobility,
Yeah, he's the
both
guy.
could roughly match the other. If Traveler was
Aether,
immobilized with
I-
earthbending, he could just dig his way out as a dinosaur.
And Aang's airbending and glider meant he could easily counter Aether if he took flight.
But in
the
terms of
box,
raw
get on the
reaction
floor.
speed, Traveler had it in the bag. Aang bending away lightning is crazy fast, but Traveler could dodge lightning much earlier in his journey, and now he can block that light-speed Kuvaki laser.
While lightning can move over 200,000 miles per hour, a
You know
beam
what?
of light
He was
can
at
move
least even in
186,000
I'll
miles
fucking take
per
it.
second.
Over 3,000 times faster than Aang.
Lightning
Traveler
speed,
takes
light
speed by a landslide.
So this all came down to the elements. Who could turn the forces of nature against the other?
Equal
At first,
just
I
a
actually
Traveler.
thought this
But
was Aang's
Nah,
dub.
man, I
Aether's
stole
elemental
the
control
vocal
is
from
remarkable, but
without the
most of his attacks are projectiles, spires, and very specific implements that Aang has bent away in the past. Aether has never shown the precision or creative flexibility that we've seen with
Please, just
Aang's
what?
bending.
But
What
throw in the
the next
combos
time
of
something
elemental
that actually
reactions
did
and the
not
script
get-
flips. Traveler could mix not just
For an
his
unknown
elements, but
territory
also
now,
Aang's in
this
ways
is
that
something
Aang could
I
not.
can fight.
Bending was
Please.
Aang's greatest strength, but also, against Traveler, a weakness.
Because Aang usually had one or
Okay,
more
I'm letting
elements
someone
around
defend
him,
me here,
it gave Aether
Odd
an
fitness
easy
based
access
on
point through these
elements of the
combinations.
gods.
When Aang used fire,
I mean,
Aether could use
Aang?
lightning to catch him in an overload. If Aang used
well,
water,
yeah.
Traveler's electrocharge could
I'm not
paralyze
even
him,
gonna bother trying
and
to get
so
some
on.
This
logistics.
isn't just a gameplay thing. Genshin characters like the lovely Lisa
let it
canonically
play
say
out.
this is how the elements work.
And unlike Aang, Aether has fought multiple people who can use multiple elements. The longer
Yeah,
the fight
just
went
you know,
on,
look
the
at
more
that and
Aether
you're
would
like, I
trip Aang
thought
up with
that
these
shit was cool.
combinations, some of which Aang could not bend.
Aang could redirect lightning,
No, third
sure,
one.
but what about electro buzzsaws, or an electrified tornado, or dendroblasts of pure plant energy?
The Kavaki shield especially gave Aether a strong
I mean,
defense
to
to
make an
fall back
argument
on.
for it,
Since it was made of
yeah.
pure light, Aang had no way to remove it outside of brute force.
By comparison, Aang's wind barrier wouldn't block Traveler's elements. It would actually merge with them and create more combos that would target Aang himself. Not a great situation to be in.
And since
What
Aether's
is
powers
that?
came from external earthly sources,
Okay.
like the
What they
statues, Aang could
What
not
was that?
depower him with
Hey.
energy bending,
Yeah,
even
I-
if he
I
theoretically
know what they were doing
overcame
there.
Aether's willpower.
Willpower that is strong enough to alter the fate of the entire world. So Sorry, Aang, but elements goes to the Traveler, cinching his victory. Ether way you cut it. He was in his element.
The winner is the Traveler.
Just let
Hey,
me
cheesy bastard.
Alright, here we go.
Okay, I'm ready
for my cameo.
Hey, dummy.
Oh.
Let's go. Please let me something good.
Next time
Please.
on Death Battle.
Alright, what's next?
What is it? What the?
Wait.
Kai versus.
Subscribe and join as a member to see more Death Battle.
Wait, okay.
Thanks for watching.
Wait a minute. Holy
I was not expecting that.
Mikey, but fuck
I
it,
don't
I'll
think
take
any of us were
this.
expecting that. Damn.
Holy shit, Ninjago's
I
getting
wasn't
on Death
expecting
Battle.
anything to do with
I have
Bionicle.
seen it all. This is the first time I'm actively blind into the debate because I don't know what the common verdict is.
Comment section, help us out with the debate, please. I literally do not know anything about either of these series.
If
comment
anyone
section.
has any, well, I know a bit about Ninjago and it's fucking all over the place. If anyone has any Bionicle research, please help us. The whole point of Ninjago was like Kai was the first main character of the series before it shifted to Lloyd. So that's pretty interesting. I like that.
Notice how
But yeah,
more in
Ninjago
the actual episode.
Death Battle. Holy shit.
Notice how we talked about this more than the actual episode itself.
Rick.
But yeah, this is probably the weakest of the season. At least Bakugo vs. Racing made me react.
I don't know which one I like more. I have to think about it more.
Yeah, honestly, this episode was pretty weak.
Slice the main brace,